highest aspect lifts the lower aspect up to heaven. When these mysteries are carefully studied, and due application made to the lives of the greatest exponents of the At-One-Ing principle, it will become apparent how great and all-important is their place in the scheme. It is for this reason that the units of the fifth hierarchy are called the hearts of fiery love. They save through love, and in their turn these lives are peculiarly close to the great heart of love of the solar logos. These great redeeming angels, who are the sons of men on their own true plane, the mental, are ever, therefore, pictured as taking the form of 12-petaled lotuses, the symbology linking them up with the Sun of Divine Love, the manifested solar system, which is said to be a cosmic 12-petaled lotus, and with the logoic causal lotus, equally of a 12-petaled nature. We have, therefore, a direct stream of energy flowing through a. The logoic 12-petaled egoic lotus, cosmic mental plane. B. The solar 12-petaled lotus. C. The planetary logoic heart, also a 12-petaled lotus. D. The 12-petaled human egoic lotus on the mental plane. E. The 12-petaled heart center in the human being. Or, to word it otherwise, energy flows direct from a. The solar logos, via three great cosmic centers. 1. The central spiritual Sunday. 2. The heart of the Sunday. 3. The physical Sunday. B. The heart center of the planetary logos, situated on the fourth cosmic etheric plane, our Buddhic plane. C. The egoic lotus of a human being on the mental plane, which is literally a correspondence to the heart of the Sunday. The monadic point is a reflection in the human system of the central spiritual Sunday. D. The heart center of a man on the etheric plane of the physical plane, which is in its turn a correspondence to the physical Sunday. Thus the tiny atom is linked with the great central life of the solar system. This fifth hierarchy is equally, under the law, a distributor of energy to the fifth subplane of each plane in the system, only it must be borne in mind that, in the three worlds, it is the fifth subplane counting from above downwards, whilst in the worlds of superhuman evolution, it is the fifth counting from below upwards. This hierarchy wields, as we know, the dual aspects of manas, one in the three worlds and one which makes itself felt in higher spheres. It is necessary to bear in mind that all these groups are, even when termed formless, the true forms of all that persists, for all are in the etheric body of the solar logos or planetary logos. This is a point requiring careful emphasis. Students have for too long regarded the form as being the dense physical body, whereas to the occultist the physical body is not the form, but a gross maya, or illusion, and the true form is the body of vitality. Therefore, these hierarchies are the sum total of the vital lives, and the substratum or the substance of all that is. We might regard the subject as follows. A. The four superior groups are the hierarchies expressing themselves through the three cosmic ethers, the second, third and fourth. B. The two lowest groups are the lives which are found functioning as the involutionary matter, organized and unorganized, of the logoic dense physical body, the liquid and gaseous, with the living substance of the four higher subplanes of the systemic dense physical body. C. The fifth hierarchy has an interesting position as the mediating body between the higher four and those which are found on the lower three subplanes. There is a vital and significant correspondence to be found between the seven head centers and the seven groups of egos on the mental plane, and there is an occult analogy between the three head centers, pineal gland, pituitary body, and the alta major center, and the expression of these seven groups of egos in the three worlds. This is a most esoteric fact, and all students meditating upon the laws of At-One-Ment must take this analogy into consideration. It is useful to remember the place of these hierarchies in the scheme, and to realize that upon the sum total of these vital bodies is gradually gathered the dense manifestation which we regard as the evolutionary matter. The forms are built, from the form of all atoms to the body of the ego, from the form of a flower to the vast planetary, or solar lotus, because the hierarchies exist as the aggregate of germ lives, giving the impulse, providing the model, and procuring, through their very existence, the entire raison d'etre of all that is seen on all planes. Hierarchies VI and VII. These sixth and seventh hierarchies which provide the substance forms of the three worlds have a vital use, and a most interesting place. From the logoic standpoint, they are not regarded as providing principles, but from the standpoint of man they do provide him with his lowest principles. They hold the same relation to the logos as the dense physical body does to man, and all that concerns the evolution of man must, in this particular place, be studied as going on within the physical, logoic vehicle. They deal with the display of physical energy, with the working out in the physical vehicle of all divine purposes, and with the physical organization of a certain great cosmic life. Particularly is this so, when we view the two hierarchies under consideration. They are the lowest residue of the previous system, and the energy of that matter, liquid, gaseous and dense, which the vibration of the logoic permanent atom, on the plane body, attracts to itself in the building of the divine form. For purposes of clarification and of generalization, it might be noted that the seventh hierarchy is the life or energy found at the heart of every atom, its positive aspect, and the sixth hierarchy is the life of the forms of all the etheric bodies of every tangible object. The function of this hierarchy is well described in the words of the old commentary. The devas hear the word go forth. They sacrifice themselves, and out of their own substance they build the form desired. They draw life and the material from themselves, and yield themselves to the divine impulse. A treatise on cosmic fire, pages 1196 to 1207. Tabulation I dynamic energy. Electric fire, Cancer 1. Sirius. Saturn. Fifth creative hierarchy Capricorn, the eighth unknown, the cardinal cross 2. The great, Aries Bear. Sun, veiling Vulcan. Second creative hierarchy Libra, the 11th, unknown the cardinal cross, Gemini 3. Pleiades. Mercury. Fourth creative hierarchy Sagittarius, the 9th, unknown the mutable cross. All the above energies are called into play as far as man is concerned during the major initiations and upon the path of initiation. II magnetic energy. Solar fire 4. The 7 solar, Taurus systems. Mars. Third creative hierarchy Scorpio, the 10th, unknown the fixed cross. All the above energy is called into play as far as man is concerned whilst he is in training as a disciple and upon the path of discipleship. Note: it is not revealed through which signs of the zodiac the first or 12th creative hierarchy pours forth its energy. Before continuing with the analysis of the tabulations and showing the interrelations existing in this particular zodiacal cycle between the 12 signs of the zodiac and the 12 planets, there are certain things which I would like to point out here in connection with these zodiacal constellations. They are in the nature of generalizations, but the specific and the particular can be deduced from them. First of all, I would point out that the 12 planets, governing the 12 houses, concern primarily the physical plane expression of the man. They affect potently the personality aspect. Their influence, plus inherited karmic conditions, produces those environing states and those circumstances which give opportunity for the development and eventually the control of the form side of life. Secondly, the 12 constellations are concerned primarily with the stimulation of the soul within the form, producing subjective activity which, in its turn, causes changes in the outer expression, through the fusion of the energy of the constellation with the energy of the planets. The effect produced falls into two stages. 1. The first stage wherein the sun sign dominates the man, and he is gradually fitted to respond to the soul. His latent possibilities for this life are unfolded. The effect of the sun sign is sometimes called the potency of the sun of probability. 2. The second stage wherein there is increasing response to the energies concealed by the rising sign. They evoke the unexpected and produce the hastening of the evolutionary process and the unfoldment of the inner life. The rising sign is termed in the language of esotericism, the sun of possibility. Through the effect of the energy flowing from the zodiacal signs, the man is prepared for the crisis of orientation, when he slowly and gradually reverses his mode of progress upon the wheel of life and begins consciously to travel back to his source. He then goes from Aries to Pisces, via Taurus, Scorpio and Capricorn, instead of moving from Aries to Taurus via Sagittarius, Leo and Cancer. The triplicity of constellations mentioned in these two great routes around the zodiac have a definite and momentous effect and are called paramount signs of influence. During this process the mental principle, the discriminating mind, is developed, and in this specific connection, not in the general connection, the emphasis is laid upon the influence of Aries, Gemini and Libra. Under that influence the man learns to overcome desire through experiment with and experience of every kind of desire and selfish impulse. Thus gradually, and with infinite pain, the human soul learns to function first as a member of the human family, and, secondly as a spiritual entity, the divine soul. You will see from the above that certain positions taken by the esoteric astrologer reverse the position of the orthodox astrology of today. The reason for this is that in the descent of ideas from the plane of ideas, they become reversed upon the astral plane, and subject to the great illusion. Astrology must eventually free itself from this reversal. A right understanding of the effect of the various energies and forces will make it apparent that, when the conditioning planetary forces, the expanding energies of the sun sign, and the driving energy of the rising sign are all being controlled and directed by the illumined spiritual man, you will then have a soul upon the very verge of liberation. Eventually the energies of the 12 constellations, and at a final stage of experience and development of the 3 great constellations which condition the solar logos, are blended with the innate energies of the 7 rays, or of the 7 planetary logoi. This marks a point of perfection. These extraneous energies, I refer here to those of the major constellations, are relayed to the Earth via the 7 sacred planets, and the 5 non-sacred planets, and when there is the complete fusion of the related energies, and, therefore, full expression, a great world period comes to an end. For a long time during this cycle of reincarnations, and periods of manifestation, the human being is conditioned almost entirely by the activity of the non-sacred planets. These, as you know, are 5 in number. The Sun, veiling a planet, the Moon, veiling a planet, the Earth itself, Mars, Pluto. Man speaking symbolically is the 5-pointed star, and, at the fiery points, the forces of the man pour out, and upon each fiery point appears a center of reception.